We are moving on to page 13. You should be on page 13. And you'll notice, as you're looking at it, Logan, put your computer away. You'll notice as we're looking at page 13 that we have something new going on here. That they're showing us how to go back and forth between atoms and moles, which we know, and how to go back and forth between moles and grams, which we know. We just did a bunch of those. But it turns out that we can also do a big chain between atoms and moles and grams. So if we go ahead and color these. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Andy, I need you to cut the complaining, please. Go ahead and color these. John, while I'm doing this, do you want to turn around so you can see the screen? Huh? Super fast. Olivia? Oh. Okay, all right. I mean, like, John, maybe just move so you're sitting next to Kelsey so you can see me when I'm doing this. Yeah, with your book. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we've got now a way to chain together 3 colors. And what we're going to do is find what that looks like as math. So they have a new problem here. In chemistry class, the student was using 189.2 grams of sodium. How many atoms were used up? If we color grams and atoms here, grams and atoms, we'll see that we've got now a yellow and a blue. Can we put, actually, no, hold on, I'm not going to ask that. I'm going to ask you this instead. If I have just colors, like not even thinking about moles, just the color yellow and the color blue, what happens if I put those 2 colors too close to each other? You're going to end up with green. What a weird coincidence. If you put yellow too close to blue, you get some green in the middle. That is so weird that my color scheme randomly, by total chance, came out to do this. What a weird coincidence.
It's not like color theories of fate.
Yeah, no, it's not like I did it on purpose at all. Okay, if you ever have a problem that has yellow and blue, remember that if you put yellow and blue together, you're going to have green in the middle. Which means if you ever have a problem that uses grams and atoms, in the middle, you have to have moles. You always have to have moles in the middle. Between grams and atoms, between atoms and grams, between blue and yellow, you always need green in the middle. Moles in the middle. Always. So if we're doing this problem right here, we're going to need all 3 colors. They're starting us with a number of grams. So we're going to start with our yellow grams. They're asking us to end with atoms, but we can't have blue and yellow overlapping. In the middle of grams and atoms, we have to have, in the middle of yellow and blue, we have to have green, moles. Moles in the middle. They have to go in the middle. Have to. Not an option. It's a mandate. You have to put green moles in the middle. If you use 3 colors, guess what? You're also going to need 3 fractions. If you use 3 colors, you are also going to need 3 fractions. But I have some good news. I have some good news. A lot of this is going to be the same as what we were just doing. Okay? The bottom of this first fraction is still going to have a 1 under it. Always. That's not changing. We're just adding an extra fraction to the end. That's not changing. Okay? The number that they gave us and its color is still going to go in the same place. Where would we have put that before? Top of the first one, and guess where we're still putting it now? The top of the first one. That is not changing. Okay, and just like before, whatever color, whatever unit is on top still travels to the diagonal. It still goes on the bottom of the next one. Just like before, not changing. Not changing. We had grams on the top. We're still going to put grams on the bottom of the next fraction. That is not changing. You know what else is not changing? That we have to use every color twice. That's not changing either. I've used grams yellow twice now. I'm done with grams. What color goes next after yellow? What's my next color?
Green.
Green, moles. So what's going to go on top of this middle fraction?
Moles.
Moles, green.
So blue have to go over itself.
Would blue what?
Blue have to go over itself.
Over itself? Well, if I have green on top here, whatever goes on top of one fraction is still going to go on the bottom of the next one. That's staying the same. Even though now we have a new fraction, what's on top is still going to go down the diagonal. So moles are going to come down here again. And now I've used moles twice. 1, 2, they're done. So now what do I switch to? Atoms. Blue atoms. That's using blue once. Where's the second time it gets used going to go?
The answer.
In your answer. Once we fill in all the colors, filling in the numbers should be a lot easier. Because what's our number that always goes next to moles?
1.
1. Always put a 1 next to moles.
Let's give another way.
And when it's blue, you use 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. And where does your yellow number come from?
The periodic table.
Your yellow periodic table. What element are we looking for in this problem? Sodium. So go find sodium. Do we use the 11 or the 22.99?
22.99.
Use the 22.99.
Now we plug all that in.
And yes, once you've written that all down, you can plug it into your calculator. Just like before, top times top times top, and you're going to get a new number. Bottom times bottom times bottom, and you're going to get a new number, and then you divide. Just like before. And if you round to 2 decimal places, and remember your scientific notation, the E at the end in your calculator, you're going to get this. And what did I leave out of my answer that should be there?
Atoms.
Atoms. You have to use every color twice. We need atoms a second time. Okay. What questions do you have? Serena?
How do you know what to put for your? Oh wait, never mind.
Did you just answer your own question?
Yeah, because I was gonna say, how do you know what to put at the end, like atoms or what grams or something, but
Yeah, it's going to be from our little map here. Yeah. Andy, is it about this?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
Because you know how, well, in this case, obviously, you don't have, well, I'm sure all the point is that you know how the answer is in scientific notation?
Yeah.
Is it okay if we put the E instead?
When you write scientific notation by hand, I would prefer you to write it as times 10 and put the exponent up there. Any other questions? Logan, I thought you were raising your hand earlier. Were you not? No? Okay, maybe you're distracted.
Sure.
Should I move on to the next problem? Yeah? Okay. So, another example. Again, the first thing we're going to do is color it. The word molecules here, that's a typo. This should say atoms. Okay, change it to atoms. What color are atoms supposed to be? Blue. And what's the other color in this problem? What's it say? Golden grams. Yes, golden grams. Okay, so they are starting us with a blue number. They gave us a blue number, so that's what we're going to start with. Blue atoms.
Don't trick me if I was the other way around.
And I need yellow. Can blue and yellow ever be one right after the other? No. What is going to end up in the middle? Green, moles. So make sure you put green moles in the middle. And then we can end with yellow. Grams. How many fractions do I need if I have 3 colors? 3 fractions. You always need 1 fraction per color. 1 fraction per color. If you have 3 colors, you need 3 fractions. Okay? What's going to go on bottom of the first fraction? A 1, always. And the number they gave me, this 7.29 times 10 to the 23rd atoms, where do I write that? Where does this go? Where do I copy this into my fractions?
Right there in the beginning, right on top.
On top of the first one, in the beginning, yes.
You put on this, right? You put on this at the end of it.
Okay, if I have blue on top, atoms on top, where else do atoms have to go?
Right below, right there.
On the bottom of the next one, yes, on that diagonal, right on the next one. I've used atoms twice. Can I use atoms again? No. What am I switching to on top of this middle one? Moles. Where else do moles go? If I have moles on top, where else do they go? Bottom of the next one, on the diagonal. On the diagonal. Can I use moles again?
No.
No, I've used it twice.
I get grams number.
So now I switch to grams. I've done blue twice, I've done green twice. It's time for yellow. Grams, yellow, golden grams. Gonna go on top. Again, if you can figure out where all your colors go, putting the numbers in should be a little easier, because next to moles, what number are we always writing next to moles? Always a 1. Next to moles, we're always writing a 1. And when it's blue, use what number?
Oh, 6.
6.02. When it's blue, use 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. What about grams? Where do I find my golden grams?
Oh, the periodic table.
On your yellow periodic table. Your conveniently yellow periodic table is where all your yellow gram numbers come from. What element are we looking for this time? Ca, calcium. Do I use the 20 or the 40.08? Use the 40.08. And then, just like before, top times top times top will give you a new top number. Bottom times bottom times bottom will get you a new bottom number. And then how do I find my final answer? What do I do with my new top and new bottom? Divide. When you put it in your calculator, make sure that you're typing it with the e's. If you're not typing it with the e's, your calculator may be giving you the wrong exponent at the end. Make sure you're typing it with these e's for your exponents.
Easy.
And what's my unit on my final answer? Grams. Those are my golden grams all over again. Because I have to use them twice. Gotta use them twice. When we eventually take our quizzes and our tests, our quiz and our test over this, do you have to write all these units every single time?
Yes.
Yes. If you want credit, you better label all your units. If you're writing just fractions with just numbers, you're going to have a sad day when you get no points.
Are we gonna have markers?
I will supply you highlighters or markers if you want them on the quiz or test. I will not make you use them on the quiz or test, but if you like them, I am more than happy to let you.
Yeah.
Yes. Any other questions? Are you ready to try one by yourself? Try that bottom one. Breathe.
Is
No.
the top part of the equation is times 10 to the 25th?
This? Yeah, that's a 25. Sorry, it's tiny. Andy, what was your question?
Can you take mine?
I will be there in a moment, yes.